For over 2 decades, James Whitey Bulger ran the Winter Hill Gang with ruthless efficiency, eliminating rivals and dominating the Boston underworld. His power was deeply rooted in South Boston. In this tight-knit, working-class neighborhood, outsiders were spotted instantly, and silence was a basic condition of survival. In December 1994, federal prosecutors finally cornered him. They finalized a massive racketeering indictment designed to dismantle his entire operation. But when agents moved in to make the arrest, Bulger was already gone. He managed to slip away because he had a direct line to the people hunting him. Bulger received a tip-off from the very man assigned to investigate him, FBI Special Agent John Connolly. Bulger was a top-echelon informant. For years, the FBI actively shielded his criminal enterprise from prosecution. In exchange, Bulger fed the Bureau intelligence on his main rivals, the New England Mafia. His disappearance was a catastrophic institutional failure. The FBI had spent years training a vicious crime boss in their own investigative methods, and then handed him a head start to run. With Bulger missing, a massive power vacuum opened up in the Boston underworld. Back at the Bureau, agents realized their prized informant was rapidly becoming a monumental public embarrassment. Investigators launched a frantic nationwide search. They assumed Bulger would rely on the tools of his trade, reaching out to established criminal underworld evasion tactics. But conventional fugitive tracking relies on criminals making predictable mistakes. Those tactics were entirely useless against a target who had been coached for decades by the FBI's own handlers. Years passed, and the manhunt steadily escalated. Recognizing the severity of their failure, the FBI elevated Bulger to their 10 most wanted list. They poured immense resources into the search, launching international public awareness campaigns and chasing down thousands of supposed sightings across the globe. To catch him, they blasted his specific facial characteristics and known aliases across television screens, hoping someone would recognize the highly dangerous mob boss. Despite this high-profile dragnet, the trail remained completely cold. The agency's aggressive efforts generated noise, but absolutely zero actionable leads. The entire premise of the search missed the mark. The FBI was hunting for a loud, active crime boss operating in the shadows. They were looking for the wrong kind of man. In reality, Bulger was nearly 3,000 miles away, living openly in an apartment complex in Santa Monica, California, alongside his girlfriend, Catherine Gregg. They severed all ties to the criminal underworld. Their strategy was to adopt quiet, repetitive domestic routines, taking walks on the beach and chatting with neighbors who knew them as a polite pair of retirees. Bulger weaponized the FBI's expectations against them. Against a hyper-visible global manhunt, his absolute best defense was to embrace a life of total, unremarkable banality. That 16-year run ended on June 22, 2011, when federal agents surrounded their Santa Monica apartment. There was no shootout and no dramatic chase. Bulger surrendered peacefully in the garage, an arrest as remarkably quiet as the false life he and Gregg had built. The moment the handcuffs clicked, the illusion evaporated. The capture definitively closed the loophole, stripping away the invisibility his careful routine had provided. Bulger was brought back to Massachusetts. In 2013, a federal jury convicted him on 31 racketeering counts, confirming his role in 11 murders. The trial forced a harsh public spotlight onto the FBI itself. The proceedings laid bare the deep corruption inside the Boston field office, ultimately leading to Agent John Connolly's own conviction. Facing 2 consecutive life sentences plus 5 years, the 89-year-old Bulger was transferred in October 2018 to the United States Penitentiary Hazleton in West Virginia. He barely survived the intake process. Within hours of arriving at the facility, Bulger was beaten to death by fellow inmates. A corrupt government alliance and a disciplined life of absolute banality managed to buy James Bulger 16 extra years of freedom. But when the system finally caught up, the extreme violence of his past was the only thing waiting for him in the end.